Assalamu alaikum. I am Professor Mohammad Ikram, and you are watching my YouTube channel, All Things Linguistic. In this video, I'll explain the noun case, which is the sixth chapter from High School English Grammar by Wren and Martin. In order to understand the noun case, we ought to look at these example sentences. John threw a stone. John is a noun and it is the subject in this sentence. If you ask yourself a question, who threw a stone? The answer is John. So John is the subject. Threw a stone is the predicate in this sentence. And threw is the verb. Now ask yourself a question. What did John throw? The answer is John, a stone. Stone is a noun. Which object did John throw? The answer is a stone. So a stone is the object of the verb threw. Now look at the second example sentence, second statement. The horse kicked the boy. Horse is a noun and it is answered the question who kicked the boy. Now kick the boy is the predicate. And kicked is the verb. Now ask yourself a question. Whom did the horse kick? The answer is the boy. Which object did the horse kick? The answer is the boy. So the boy is the object of the verb kicked. So we have seen in both these sentences that John in the first sentence is the subject of the verb through and a stone is the object of the verb through. In the second statement, horse is the subject of the verb kicked. The boy is the object of the verb kicked. When a noun or a pronoun is used as the subject of a verb, we say that it is in the nominative case. So in both these sentences, John and the horse are, these two nouns are in the nominative case. When a noun or a pronoun is used as an object of the verb, it is in the accusative case. So in both these examples, a stone and the boy are in the accusative case. In these two examples, the object is being governed by the verb. In the first statement, stone is the object and it is being governed by the verb through. In the second statement, the boy is the object and it is being governed by the verb kicked. When we say that an object is being governed by a verb, we mean that the verb specifies the relationship between the action word, action, and the object that receives the action. The verb determines the case of the object. The verb determines the number and person of the object. So that is the reason we say that an object is governed by the verb. In both these examples, we have seen that objects are being governed by verbs. Now, look at this point number 50 and this statement. The book is on the desk. Here, is on the desk is the predicate, while the book is the subject. The book is the subject, and is on the desk is the predicate. This predicate contains the verb is, which is an action word. Now, the object, the desk, is not being governed by the verb is. Instead, it is being governed by the preposition on. Because it is not the verb that specifies the relationship between action and the object. It is, in this situation, preposition on, which specifies the relationship between action and the object. So when a noun is governed by a verb, it is in the accusative case. But if the noun is being governed by a preposition, again, in this situation too, the noun will be in the accusative case. So here the desk is in the accusative case. Now look at this example. Hari broke the window. Hari is the subject. Broke the window is the predicate. Broke is the verb that governs the noun window, which is the object. Now look at this statement. The window was broken. Here the window is the subject and was broken is the predicate. Here the window has become the subject of the verb was broken. The form of the noun, whether it is in the accusative case or in the nominative case, does not change. Form of the English noun. I'm not talking about pronoun. I'm talking about noun. As you can see in both these examples, that window in the first statement is in the accusative case. It is the object. And in the second statement, it is in the nominative case. It is the subject. The window has remained the same. English noun has not changed its form. Nominative case generally comes before the verb, and accusative case generally comes after the verb. So, a noun which is in the nominative case and a noun which is in the accusative case, both these nouns are distinguished from each other on the basis of their order. The noun which comes before the verb is in the nominative case, and a noun which comes after the verb is in the accusative case. If you get confused, then It is not the order, it is the sense that will decide which noun is in the nominative case and which noun is in the accusative case. Now look at this example. Rama gave a ball. Rama is the subject and gave a ball is the predicate which contains the verb gave. And this gave governs the noun ball. So a ball in the accusative case, it is the object. It is the direct object of the verb gave. Now look at the second statement. Rama gave Hari a ball. Rama is the subject, gave Hari a ball is the predicate. Gave governs two objects. One is the ordinary object, that is a ball, and the second is Hari, which is called the indirect object. Ball is the direct object, Hari is indirect object. And it can be seen that indirect object comes immediately after the verb. Now, indirect object denotes a person to whom something is given or for whom something is done. Rama gave Hari a ball. So, Hari is the person for whom something is being done, for whom something is to whom something is being given. So, it is the indirect object. Look at these examples. Will you do me a favor? Me is the indirect object. It is me. Me denotes a person for whom a favor is being done. I bought Rama a ball. Rama is the indirect object. It denotes a person for whom ball is being bought. Fetch the boy a book. The boy is indirect object and it denotes a person for whom a book is being fetched. She made Ruth a new dress. Ruth is the indirect object for whom a new dress is being made. Get me a taxi. Me is the person. Me is the pronoun that denotes a person for whom a taxi is to be got. So all these examples show that indirect object denotes a person for whom something is done or to whom something is given. Now, point number 53. Examine this sentence. This is Rama's umbrella. Rama is a noun and it has changed to Rama's. Rama's umbrella means an umbrella belonging to Rama. So the noun Rama, when it is used with an apostrophe S, it denotes ownership and possession. Like in this sentence, Rama is being used with an apostrophe S. The form of the noun has changed. It denotes possession and ownership of umbrella. Ask yourself a question: whose umbrella is this? Rama's. Now, When a noun is used with an apostrophe s and it denotes a possession or ownership, we say that the noun is in the possessive case, or in some grammar books, it is in the genitive case. When noun changes to possessive case, it does not always denote ownership or possession. It may denote several different relationships. In this example, this noun in possessive case denotes a relationship between Rama and umbrella, and this relationship is that of ownership and possession. But not always possessive case indicates and denotes possession and ownership. Like in Shakespeare's plays, you see, the noun Shakespeare has changed to possessive case, Shakespeare's, and it denotes a relationship between Shakespeare and plays. Now ask yourself the question, what kind of relationship exists between Shakespeare and plays? Is it that of ownership? No, not at all. It is that of authorship. The play is written by the Shakespeare. Similarly, a mother's love. Mother is the noun which has changed to mothers, which is the possessive case. And this possessive case denotes a relationship between mother and love. Now, obviously, this possessive case does not denote possession or ownership. The relationship is not that of a possession or ownership. It is that of a feeling, love felt by a mother. The president's speech. President is the noun, and in this example, it is in the possessive case. Now, the possessive case denotes a relationship between president and speech. Now, this relationship is not that of possession and ownership. It means speech delivered by the president. Mr. Agarwal's house. Mr. Agarwal is the noun, and Mr. Agarwal's is the same noun which is in the possessive case. Now, the possessive case denotes a relationship between Mr. Agarwal and house. It is not necessarily that of an ownership. It means the house where Mr. Agarwal lives. Ashok's school. Ashok's is the noun in possessive case, which denotes relationship between Ashok and school. What kind of relationship? Is it is this relationship is of ownership or possession? No. It means the school where Ashok goes. The children's playground. Children's is the noun in possessive case that denotes a relationship between children and playground, and it means a playground for children. A week's holiday. Weeks is the noun in possessive case that denotes a relationship between week and holiday, and this relationship is obviously not that of possession. It means a holiday which lasts a week. Now, formation of the possessive case. When the noun is singular, the possessive case is formed by adding apostrophe s at the end. Like the boy is a noun in singular number, and if it is to be in the possessive case, we would simply add apostrophe s at the end. the boy's book, the king's crown. But if the noun is in the singular number, but it already ends in a hissing sound, like for example, conscience. Conscience is a noun in singular number, but it ends in a hissing sound. In that case, we would only add an apostrophe, but no s, in order to make a possessive case of conscience. For conscience sake, similarly, goodness is a noun in singular number, and we want to make its possessive case. Since it ends in s already, it ends in a hissing sound. We won't add s, we would simply add an apostrophe because we want to avoid a repetition of hissing sounds, for goodness sake. Similarly, justice is a noun in singular number, but it ends in a hissing sound. That is why we won't add s, we would simply add apostrophe s. Similarly, Jesus' sake and Moses' laws. Now, when the noun is in the plural number and ends in s, like boys is a noun in plural number ending in s, we would simply add an apostrophe, but no s. Boys' school. And similarly, girls is a noun in plural number that ends in s. We won't add s, we would simply add apostrophe because we want to avoid the repetition of hissing sounds. Similarly, horses, tails. But if the noun is in the plural number but it does not end in s, like men, men is a noun in plural number but it does not end in s, here we would add an apostrophe s. Men's club and children's book. When a noun or a title consists of several words, like the King of Bhutan, it is a title. It consists of several words, and we want to make its possessive case, we would add apostrophe s to the last word in the title. The King of Bhutan's visit. Similarly, the Prime Minister of Mauritius is a title, and we want to form its possessive case, we would add apostrophe s to the last word in this whole group of words. That is Mauritius, the Prime Minister of Mauritius's speech. Point number 57. When two nouns are in opposition, the possessive sign, no, that is the Tagore. That is Tagore, the poet's house. Again, read the sentence. That is Tagore, the poet's house. The poet and Tagore, they are one and the same person. The poet is explaining which Tagore is being meant. So the poet is in opposition to the the poet is in opposition to Tagore. And when a noun is in opposition, no, both of these nouns are in opposition to each other. In such situation, a possessive case is formed by is put with the later only. Also, when two nouns are closely connected, for Kareem and Salim's bakery, Kareem and Salim are closely connected. They both own the same bakery, so they are closely connected. In such case, possessive case is formed. The possessive is put to the last uh, noun. William and Mary's reign. William and Mary, these two nouns are closely connected because they reign, the time period when they ruled Great Britain, that time period is the same, so they are closely connected. And we want to put the possessive sign, we would put the possessive sign to the later noun, not the former. And it would be William and Mary's reign. If two nouns are connected to each other, but they are not closely connected to each other and they indicate separate positions, like Raja Rao and R.K. Narayan. Raja Rao has written his own novels and R.K. Narayan has written his own novels. So both these nouns are not closely connected. In such case, we would add a possessive sign to both of these nouns to indicate that Raja Rao separately wrote novels and R.K. Narayan has separately written novels. Similarly, Goldsmith's and Cowper's poems. Goldsmith has written his own poems and Cowper has written his own poems. So there is a notion of separateness. These two nouns are not closely connected. So in such case, possessive sign is put at the end of both these nouns. So this was how possessive case is formed. Now use of the possessive case, where possessive case is used. Possessive case generally is used with the living objects, with the living things. Like you can say the governor's bodyguard. Since the governor is a living thing, similarly, the lion's mane, because the lion is a living thing. But if it is not a living thing, like a table, we would not say a table's leg, we would say the leg of the table. The book, the book is a non living thing. We would never say the book's cover, we would say the cover of the book. Similarly, the house is a noun which is a non living thing. We would never say the house's roof, we would say the roof of the house. So, for living things, we use possessive case by adding an apostrophe s. If it is a non living thing, we would use uh, the preposition of. Now, point number 61, look at these phrases. India's heroes. India is a non living thing, but here possessive sign is being used at the end of it. It's because India is here being talked about as if India is a person. India is being personified. Similarly, nature's laws. Nature is a non living thing, and we have uh, above discussed that when we are talking about non living things, we won't use the possessive sign, we would use the preposition of. But here, nature is being talked about as if nature is a person. Nature is being personified. So, if a non living thing is being personified, we would definitely use the possessive sign. Similarly, fortune's favorite, a duty's call, a death's door. Death is a non living thing. But since death is being talked about as if it is a living thing, as if it is a person, it is being personified. Here we will not use the preposition of, we would use the possessive sign. Now, a day's march, look at this. A day's march. We have above discussed that a noun which denotes a non-living thing would never be used changed to a possessive changed into a possessive case. Here day is being used in possessive case. Why? Because nouns which denote time, space, or weight, nouns which denote time, space, or weight For them, we use the possessive sign and we do not use the preposition of. A day's march. Day is the noun that denotes time. A week's holiday. Week is the noun that denotes time. A year's time, similarly. A stone's throw. Distance. It denotes a foot's length, similarly, its length. A pound's weight, it denotes weight. So, if a noun denotes time, space, or weight, we would use possessive sign with it. Following phrases are also very common in spoken English, like at his fingers' ends, at mercy's sake, to his heart content, at his wits' end, a boat screw. These are exceptions to the rule because English grammar is not mathematics. Now, point number 64, possessive of a proper name. Possessive of a proper name denotes a building or a place of business. Here, he was educated at St. Joseph. St. Joseph is a proper name, and its possessive case denotes a building. What kind of building? A university or a college. He was educated at St. Joseph's University. I attended Town Hall School, but my cousin attends St. Xavier's. So Saint Xavier is a possessive, is a proper noun name. It's a proper noun, and possessive case of a proper noun denotes a building or a place of business. So here Saint Xavier denotes a building like that of a church or a school or a college. Similarly, can you tell me the way to St. Paul's? St. Paul is a proper noun, and the possessive of a proper noun denotes a building or a place of business. So here, St. Paul denotes a building, that is St. Paul's Church. Now, a noun denoting a relationship, a noun that denotes a relationship, if it changes into a possessive form, it can denote a building, like uncle is a noun that denotes a relationship. And its possessive case denotes a building, that is uncle's house. Similarly, baker is a noun that denotes trade or profession. A noun that denotes trade or profession. Possessive of that noun denotes a building or a place of business. Here, bakers mean baker's shop. So, when you are confused whether to use a noun in the possessive case or with the preposition of, always remember that possessive generally denotes possession or ownership. So, the enemy's defeat is wrong. The defeat of the enemy is correct. And sometimes possessive case has different meaning from a noun used with the preposition of, like, look, the Prime Minister's reception in Delhi. The Prime Minister is receiving somebody in Delhi. The Prime Minister, this title is being used in possessive case. It means the Prime Minister is receiving somebody in Delhi. Prime Minister is giving reception in somebody's honor. Now, the reception of the Prime Minister in Delhi. Here, The prime minister is being used not in the possessive case but with the preposition of. It means that the prime minister is being received in Delhi, or a reception is being given in honor of the prime minister. Similarly, the love of a father, it can either mean a father's love for his child or a child's love of his father. Now, noun in opposition. Rama or captain made 50 runs. Our captain and Rama, they are one and the same person. Our captain is explaining Rama, that is, which Rama made 50 runs, because there are hundreds of Ramas in the world. Which Rama is being talked about? Which Rama made 50 runs? It is not any other Rama, it is our captain. So our captain is explaining Rama. We say that our captain is in opposition to Ram. So look at these other examples. Kabir, the great reformer, was a weaver. The great reformer and Kabir, they are one and the same person. The great reformer is explaining Kabir, that which Kabir was a weaver, because there may be hundreds of Kabirs living on the planet Earth. Yesterday I met your uncle, the doctor. You may have many uncles. The doctor explains which uncle is being meant. So the doctor is in opposition to uncle. Have you seen Gangoli, the artist's drawings? So the Gangoli and the artist are nouns in opposition. The artist is an opposition to Gangoli. It is explaining which Gangoli is the has drawings, which Gangoli's drawings have been seen. So our topic of noun, the case has ended here. Thank you very much.